I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and sincerity. Salutations to the hopeful elect that is spread throughout the four corners of the earth. So, this title of this video will be going to Iconoclasm. So I don't. I want to break it up into parts, but we'll just see what the spirit take us. I don't want this to be like an hour long video. So I might break it up into parts, or I might not. Um, just depends on the spirit. All right. So we're gonna get into it. I have here an article. Um, of discover.hubpages.com. I'll put a link to it in the description. But the title of it is Proving the So-Called Jesus is Black, Archaeological Evidence and History of Iconoclasm. And the author is the analyzer. And this article was created on May 22nd, 2020, so not too long ago. So we have here a preface. I'm not going to read that. But it's just basically, just like an introduction, really. So we're going to start here under Alexander the Great. And it has here under like the picture, it says the first Caucasian to bring all Caucasian nations under his rule and conquer the world. The Great Empire was the beginning of the Caucasian rule. Right. So when we go into that word Caucasian, when we go into that word Caucasian, it comes from the Latin Caucasian, from the Greek word meaning cases. Right. So, which mean it would, which come from the Scythian word symmetry Caucasus or Caucasus, which means the mountain. Right. Which basically saying that the Greek is the Caucasian are the descendant of Esau. Um, right, because as we go into that word Caucasian, um, have here because the so-called white people are known as the Caucasian. So we have here with the word where it says the Caucasian are not always white. Skin color amongst Caucasian varies widely from pale, reddish, white, olive, or even dark brown. So the word reddish white, the word red goes back into who the Edomites were. So the Edomites were, the word Edom means red, and the Edomites live in the mountains. So that word Caucasian, means that word Caucasian are dealing with the Edomites. Right. And I have here where the word Caucasian comes from, and And right. So basically, just saying the word Caucasian comes from the the Caucasus Mountains. Um, right here, where it says the word Caucasian, a rather obsolete and outdated term now, actually comes from the region of the Caucasus. And as you read further, it says the Caucasus Mountains, a German anthropologists were used the term Caucasian for a derogatory system of racial classification dating from the 18th century. So, right, it was a racial classification for these so-called white people. And that you read further on, um, that from then on, he was so John, a German anthropologist named John N. Blumenbach set out to create a system of labels for different races. Upon visiting the Caucasus Mountains, he became enamored with the appearance of the people there and determined that they had an ideal form of beauty. Um, from then on, he will refer to Caucasians as those with European ancestry, and his research and studies on racial anthropology. So the U.S. legal system will later adopt Blumenbach system, which is why the word is commonly used today. So basically, Alexander the Great, he was just a so-called white person, um, Caucasian person. Um, so when we go into the word, so the Caucasian are just Edomites. So when we go to word in Iconoclasm, is a great for image breaking. Is a deliberate distortion within a cultural of the culture's own religions, icons, and other symbols or monuments, usually for religious or political motives. So, is the action of attacking or assertively rejecting cherished beliefs in institutions or established values and practices. Um, right. So, as we read further, the Hellenization or the Hellenization is a historical spread. Actually, I want to read this. As the definition of state iconoclasm is derived from the Greek why, because the whole distortion of black culture began with the Caucasian race coming to power and Hellenized their nation. So, so basically, after the it was the Renaissance period that when the so-called Edomites, that when the so-called no, that was the Edomites. I'm I'm actually read it in Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan should be loosened out of his prison, right? That when the Edomites came back into rulership, um, and that yeah, that when the Edomites came back into rulership, um, basically, um, here the Greeks started under the ruling of Alexander the Great, sent out decrees to the nation that everyone should leave off from the customs of their father and all be one people. Um, so basically, that decree was to they have the world under have the world under one religion, basically. If one is them is truly this sound like an integration. If one of them it even further assimilation. In order to integrate all participant party must provide part of their culture and become one, right? So it's just like putting the world under one, having the world worship in one, one God or one, one, yeah, under one culture basically. So continue in assimilation, all give up their culture and take up their personal culture, right? Um, so it will be covered more in the article. So the Hellenization of a major Negro race was the Hellenization of the Jews between 334 BC and 70 AD. They were even taking their images in their history books and whitewashing the people of the Bible, even in the Greek times. So, so when we go to that word whitewash, it means to deliberately attempt to conceal unpleasant or incriminating facts about someone or something. Some synonym of it is cover up, um, or suppress. So, so the Greeks back then, they were attempting. They were, you know, they were, taking, their images in the history books and whitewashing the people of the Bible, even the Greeks. So they were painting their faces. Um, they're painting their faces, their image over the so-called black or the so-called Negro images, um, which is why in Job 9:24 it reads, "The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covers the face of the judges there, not where and who is he?" Right, because um, you know, he they take their image um, in their history books and whitewash the people. Right, they take their image and their you know, they take their image and put it on the they take their own image and say that was them or that person was them. And as you read more down here, as you read more down here, the iconoclasm, these distortion of black Byzantine images. Um, um, So it said one might be confessed by history book that call this man a Greek, but one must understand. So that is referring to um, the Israelite slave gladiator by the name of Septimus Severus. Um, so he wasn't a Greek, like they teach you that like half the people were Greek. Um, so it reads that one must understand that firstly, the Greek had passed many decrees against the Jews. One being that it was unlawful for one to call themselves a Jew. If one could not call himself a Jew, then he was forced to call himself a Greek. This is actually a very overlooked detail which causes confusion when religious people read the New Testament. A lot of times when Greeks are mentioned, it's talking about Hellenized Israelites. Um, After this, the Byzantine Empire rose, very religious and rich with icons. Some oppose the use of images, interpreting one of the Ten Commandments to mean no images. Um, so you might think if they oppose it, then obviously they would destroy those images, right? Uh, what they do not tell you though is that there was during iconoclastic period that was the Renaissance. Now all the images were destroyed, and a lot of the surviving ones were whitewashed. In the following, you will witness a slew of black biblical images found in Russian. In the next paragraph, I will discuss it. So right here, you were like the images that were like that will cover up um, the black images, the black images that were in Russia for the Byzantine Empire. So you have here Adam and Eve. The names are here. You have Adam and Eve. Um, right, the pictures of Adam and Eve, and I believe that's in the Garden of Eden because that's the serpent. It wasn't a serpent that was in the Garden of Eden. Um, King David. All right, King David. Uh, all right, some more images. Moses. They got it because right. There's some more images. No. All right. And here's like a video of a woman, um, that try to preserve some of the you know icons or some of the images that were getting destroyed pre-Renaissance.
Вот эту икону я очень люблю. И, кстати, на ее руки наник склонен. Мои Вседержителю Христову молений, так с протянутыми руками за наш род человеческий мольба. Зашла ко мне однажды женщина и прямо перед иконой упала и стала молиться, целовать, сказать, нет этого чувства. Это просто чувство удивления перед этой необыкновенной красотой. Она сама молится. Ей уже не надо молиться, просто смотреть на нее, потому что она молится.
You can see how fascinated this Edomite is with an Israelite painting in Europe.
Right.
Here's the proof, Israel. We ruled Europe. Otherwise, there would be no Israelite paintings in Europe at all. And you're also going to see Edomites destroying our paintings so it wouldn't get out to the public that Israelites ruled Europe. All black paintings.
Вот эту коллекцию икон я, собственно, собрала всю сама воедино. Я еще с детства видела, как у моей мамы большое количество висело икон, и перед каждой иконой каждый праздник висел лампада. И праздник всегда ассоциировался вот с иконами, и под этими иконами горел свет. Более того, даже не только внешне, но ассоциация даже с запахами была.
And there's no excuses. Here's the evidence to prove that, it was Israelite that was in rulership in Europe for 1,000 years.
See? You see them taking our icons. And the ones that you see that look very light because they were whitewashed during the Renaissance period. But the original icons are dark, as you see.
годы очень, очень сильна была борьба. Очень сильна была борьба с религией. Вот эта антирелигиозная борьба. То есть ломали храмы, сжигали иконы,
were burnt. It was terrible. See? See, they're happy to destroy our paintings.
И когда я в 40-е годы, уже будучи студенткой Академии художеств, а потом закончила
And
Академию,
these are all historical
просто
facts that you can
решила
research by yourself.
все свое время посвятить спасению.
They didn't teach you nothing about this in real history.
Все годы я ездила в самые отдаленные уголки севера, и все только одна мысль. Просмотреть все храмы, какие у меня будут на моем пути. Даже трудно пересказать, в каком состоянии все это было. Валялось на полу, разграбленные иконостасы. При этом и сами иконы уже, живопись пропадала. Порой живопись была в таком состоянии, что иконы были забиты окна живописью наружу. И тогда эта самая живопись, прекрасная живопись, вся это осыпалась.
Black icons being destroyed on purpose. And there was some that were repainted to look Caucasian.
Ой, я столько видела.
And she's upset because she wanted to preserve the black icons of Europe, and she's having so much of a big fight in trying to preserve the black icons of Europe.
Я составляла акты, и составляла акты, и мы эти огромные письма отправляли в Министерство культуры, Ленинградское министерство, Московское
See, Moscow and Leningrad was run by Israelites until we were overthrown.
живописью, великолепной живописью иконы забиты окна в церквах, живописью наружу, и живопись сыпется. Это что же за безобразие?
Как вы могли такие вещи говорить? Вас же могли посадиться.
А почему я должна бояться? Я искусствовед. Как же я не должна спасать памятники? Как же не должна спасать тем более иконы? Иначе я не представляла. Ну, конечно, могу.
Но это же был такой атеизм.
Да, атеизм был. Что
иконы считались такой вот...
Ну и что же? Но кто-то должен этому противостоять.
Icons were loathed, see, because they were black. They didn't want them in the land after they took it over. They didn't want black Israelite icons in Europe. And the ones that wanted to keep them were told to keep them underground.
Вот я, вроде как руководитель, что ли, этой экспедиции, теперь основной наш реставратор Федор Антонович Калитин, которому в этом деле было 83 года, Калитин одна из самых значимых фигур. Мы плывем на лодочке, там такое, значит, небольшое место назначения. Вдруг стоит храм. Мы знаем, что мы его не учили, что мы не предполагали сюда пойти. Ну, дед Калитин был очень, так звали дед Калитин. Дед Калитин был очень упрямый и настойчивый. Он сказал, ну что это такое? Поплывем где-нибудь. Дед Калитин вошел, и мы видим.
Right. So this is a recording about the end. So this is part one in the Iconoclasm. I'm gonna get all on the glory to y'all by Shin Y'all was shot. By Shin Stay tuned to part two.